Good afternoon, most esteemed dignitaries, wonderful delegates, and our enthusiastic youth peace ambassadors.
We, the Choices, represent the G20 countries and we wish to declare our solidarity with the G20 presidency of the Government of India.
Good afternoon, most esteemed dignitaries, wonderful delegates, and our enthusiastic youth peace ambassadors. A very warm and heartfelt welcome to the grandeur of the International PEACE20 Youth Summit right here in the picturesque city of Kochi. I am Raihan Mukesh.
And I am Aditi Harikumar, and it's our privilege to stand before you as we embark on this transformative journey towards a world of peace, unity, and progress. The International PEACE20 Youth Summit stands as a grand stage for our youth to embrace the essence of peace, to revel in the kaleidoscope of existence, and to collaboratively weave strands of sustenance and prosperity for both mankind and the sphere we call home. Born of a noble vision, this summit emerges as a beacon of peace, a tribute to India's stewardship of the G20 presidency, and an unequivocal show of solidarity with the Honorable Prime Minister of India and the luminary custodian of the United Nations, as they labor to breathe life into this noble tapestry. In this symphony of aspirations, the chords of peace, justice, and resolute institutions resonate with a longing for world peace.
Our program today commences with the procession of the remarkable International PEACE20 Youth Peace Ambassadors, symbolizing the unity that this summit strives to achieve. They will now walk down the aisle, waving the G20 and United Nations flags, reinforcing the ideas of oneness and kinship. The nuance of artistry is often a reflection of the human psyche, to connect with something greater than oneself through the language of the body. Dr. Gayatri Subramanian's dedication to her craft, her ability to tell stories through movement, and her unparalleled grace makes her a true gem in the world of dance, leaving an enduring legacy that continues to inspire generations of aspiring artists and enthusiasts alike. Her mysticism and elegance characterizes the spiritual essence that underpins our pursuit of global peace. As she expresses the spirit of the goals through an invocation dance, let's put our hand together for the very beautiful Dr. Gayatri Subramanian.
முகத்தவன்
Thank you, ma'am. Let's have another round of applause for that incredibly scintillating performance. Prayer is the silent dialogue of the soul with the divine, casting its hopes and dreams upon the gentle waters of faith, just as fishermen cast their nets into the vast ocean, trusting in the abundant blessings that await them. Let us come in harmony and recite the ancient prayer, Asatoma Satkamaya, which translates to moving from falsehoods to truth, from darkness to light. It is a call to the primordial, encapsulating our shared aspiration for enlightenment and authenticity. Kindly rise for the prayer.
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय शान्ति शान्तिः असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय शान्ति शान्तिः असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय शान्ति शान्तिः मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय शान्ति शान्तिः शान्ति शान्तिः
To mark the beginning of this remarkable gathering, we will witness the lighting of the Nilavelku, the lamp of peace, signifying the dispelling of darkness and the illumination of our path towards harmony and understanding. Her Highness Ashwati Tirunal Gauri Lakshmi Bai of Travancore will light the lamp from her palace in Kaudiyar, Thiruvananthapuram. I request our esteemed chief guest, Shri Paramjit Singh IRS, our dignitaries, Dr. Abraham Joseph, Shri Aryan Kumar, Srimati Rachel Ignatius, Srimati Rita Reddy, Shri Anil Joseph, and Shri Thomas Verghese to join us on stage for this special moment. They pass on the beacon of illumination to the youth ambassadors who will carry forward the mission of spreading peace by lighting the lamp.
Namaskaram. I'm very happy to learn that the International PEACE20 Youth Summit is due to take place in our beautiful land of Kerala, Ernakulam. The focus of the proceedings is on peace. All of us know the essential nature of peace. Without peace, there is nothing. Peace is essential for all created things, whether it be human beings or animals or birds or anything. Peace, shanti, samadhana. Without that, there is nothing. In this war-torn, friction-fraught world of today, this is such a necessary concept which has to become a reality. I hope and pray that at least in some manner this dream will become true and you will be able to usher in the blessings of peace to some extent, in some proportion, all over the world. Let me conclude by quoting the age-old Vedic chant. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu shanti shanti shanti.
May I request the youth ambassadors who are in charge to come up?
Thank you, dignitaries. Let this light shine bright in all corners of the world. Dr. Abraham Joseph, the chief patron of the International PEACE20 Youth Summit, is an expert on international economic policy development with over 30 years of experience with the United Nations and the Indian government. As senior socio-economic advisor with the United Nations, he actively contributed to the implementation of the Millennium Development Goals and also contributed valuable inputs to the formation of the United Nations Agenda 2030 on Sustainable Development Goals, the nucleus of our summit. With his vast experience and commitment to socio-economic advancement, Dr. Joseph will set the stage for the enlightening discussions that lie ahead. Sir, we invite you to welcome this august gathering.
Good afternoon. A little more louder, please. Good afternoon. Good. Welcome to the International PEACE20 Youth Summit in Kochi, Kerala State, India. We are meeting in Kochi. This ancient city is called the Queen of the Arabian Sea. Participants coming from outside Kerala and India, please enjoy this unique city. You may also wish to know that the United Nations had awarded Cochin International Airport, the first airport in the world to completely use solar power for the airport's electricity. The endeavor of this youth summit is to increase meaning youth participation in decision making at all levels. The youth's future should be protected by protecting the planet and humanity from multiple crises. It is my great honor now to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Paramjit Singh, IRS, a former officer of the Indian Revenue Service, who have served in various places in India. After his retirement, he was passionate about social work and about empowering people through education. He started an NGO called Dharma Bharati Mission, DBM, with 6 like-minded friends in 2002. In the last 15 years, DBM has guided hundreds of youths for a successful career in life. Fired by his personal motto of give till it hurts, DBM, under his leadership, has managed to provide a record of 8 million meals to slum children and trained some 2,000 youth and women every year in various vocational courses, provide scholarships to the poor but talented students, and follow has managed to provide a record 8 million meals to various other poor children too. The chief patron of this youth summit is Princess Ashwati Tirunal Gauri Lakshmi Bai of Travancore, which you have heard just now. Mr. Anand Kumarji, founder and executive director of the Saigram Artingal, is also the patron of this youth summit. Professor Richard Hayes, former member of the Indian Parliament, is also a patron of the summit, who could not be present with us today due to unforeseen circumstances. We heartily welcome all our patrons to this important event. The organizing committee of the IP20Y 2023 would like to thank Mr. Jose Thomas, Managing Director of the Choice Group, to make available the auditorium and facilities here. Mr. Jose Thomas is now in the United States and is not able to attend this event. But I'm very happy that his son, Thomas Jose, is with us attending. So we welcome Mr. Thomas Jose to this important event. I would also like to welcome and thank the Choice School Principal, Ms. Rachel Ignatius, who is also Vice President of the IPY20YS. Ms. Ignatius willingly made excellent arrangements and facilities in the Choice School campus. Also, I welcome the Principal of St. Teresa's College, Ernakulam, Dr. Vijaya Alfonsa Joseph, who is also the Vice President of the IP20YS, who extended full support to this Youth Summit. Now let me say a word of welcome, as well as the work done by Mr. Anand Kumar, founder and executive director of Sai Gram, Attingal, Trivandrum district. Anandji is an amazing person. The whole campus of Sai Gram is implementing most of the SDGs. The organizing committee was invited to a pre-IP20Y summit to Sai Gram. About 1,000 students took the pledge for promoting peace and development. One of the things I understand about Anandji was he took the task to make Trivandrum beggar-free city. Amazing. And another feather on his cap was getting rid of stray dogs in the Attingal municipality. Now I'd like to say a word of welcome to Professor Richards. Even though he's not here, he's watching over online this event. He's a former member of the Indian Parliament who guided the organizing committee every step in its journey to organize this event. Professor Hayes would have attended in person this event, but due to health reasons, he'll be watching, as I mentioned, online. On behalf of all of us, welcome to Professor Hayes, who is watching us online. I also welcome our United Nations colleagues who came all the way from New York, who are participating in this event. Also, the moderators and panelists too, I extend a very cordial welcome. To all the teachers and students who are attending in person and online, I wish them also a hearty welcome. I'm sure you will benefit from the discussions here for your future studies and also in your future career too. Now, friends, the United Nations 2030 Agenda on Sustainable Development is very much linked to the youth issues. In fact, all the 17 SDGs are linked to the youth issues. Youth has a critical role to play to succeed in achieving the SDGs. Young women and men are critical thinkers, change makers, innovators, communicators, and future leaders. There are about 1.8 billion youth living in developing world. The United Nations Secretary General outlined his priorities for the year 2023. The Secretary General warned that 2023 is faced with a confluence of challenges unlike any other in our times, including wars, the climate crisis, extreme poverty, and geopolitical divisions, and he called for a course correction. The Secretary General's other priorities are to ensure respect for diversity and universality of cultural rights, the right to full gender equality, the right to future generations. Youth have a critical role to play to succeed in achieving the SDGs. Young women and men are critical thinkers, as I said, and without their support, and also with the NGOs, the CSOs, the civil society organizations, and the private sectors, we will not be able to achieve the targets set for the SDGs. Last year, the UN General Assembly passed a resolution to establish a youth office in the United Nations Secretariat. It has already started functioning very recently. Also, it was decided to have a youth parliament in the United Nations. The youth parliament will start functioning in 2024. The youth will have a strong voice to input in the decisions taken by member states. Also, the colleges and universities can join the UN Academic Impact. Already some of the colleges in Kerala are member of the UN Academic Impact. I visited some of the colleges quite recently. One is the Marian College, Kuttikanam, and also TKM College of Engineering, Kollam, and MacFast in Tiruvalla, and a couple of other colleges too are members of the UN Academic Impact, and they are implementing projects there. So out of the 17 goals, they have picked up, some have picked up one, some have picked up two or three goals where they will be working on. Now, friends, I would like to also mention, as an individual, you can also make a difference in the global development agenda. That is the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Just let me give you a few for your information. By offsetting our greenhouse gas emissions by planting and protecting trees, that's one. Then giving up single-use plastics, this is another. Then by limiting our food wastage and buying only what we consume. And here is another, by picking up trash that was washed up on beach or riverbed near us. Then also by choosing to buy products from companies that make sustainability a priority. Then by taking public transportation when possible. Again, another important, by switching lights off when we leave the room, even your classroom. And then again, by turning off the water when not actively using it. So these are some of the things you can do by yourselves, and you can inspire others also by your action. Now I'd like to close my welcome address with a quote from the United Nations. Peace and development are two sides of the coin. Without peace, there is no development. And without development, there is no peace. And remember, the motto of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals is leaving no one behind. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, sir. We are honored to host an array of distinguished guests who have dedicated their lives to promoting peace and progress. His Excellency Shri Arif Muhammad Khan, the Governor of Kerala, has shared his insights on the importance of fostering peace within our communities. We request Mr. Thomas Verghese, Chairman IP20YS, to deliver the message on his behalf.
Here is the message from the Honorable Governor of Kerala, His Excellency Shri Arif Muhammad Khan. I'm happy to know that an international PEACE20 Youth Summit is being organized in Kochi on 11th August 2023 with the cooperation of Indian Institute of Arbitration and Mediation Society and former and serving UN officials involved in implementing the Sustainable Development Goals SDG 16 of the United Nations. It is commendable that the signed peace pledges of the youth in Kerala will be presented to the Government of India, the G20 heads of state, and to the United Nations as Kerala's youth's voice against war, violence, conflicts, tensions, and intolerance across the world. I compliment the people behind this endeavor to involve the youth as peace ambassadors and wish the summit all success.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Paramjit Singh, IRS, Commissioner of Income Tax, National President of the Dharma Bharati Mission of India, and our esteemed chief guest will now shed light on the role of youth in shaping a peaceful future.
Dr. Abraham Joseph, Chief Patron, Mr. Anand Kumar, Patron, Mr. Thomas Verghese, Chairman, Mr. Anil Joseph, Secretary General, Principal, staff of various colleges, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students. At the outset, I would like to express my gratitude to the organizers of this event for inviting me as a chief guest in this International PEACE20 Summit. I am extremely honored to be here and to be given a chance to share my views on this very pertinent topic of international peace and the participation of youth. IP20 Youth Summit 23 carries forward the wonderful initiative that was taken by Indonesia in the 2022, where in the first summit was held to promote a culture of peace and harmony amongst the youth. We must congratulate the organizers of the Kochi Summit, who have taken upon themselves to build on this legacy. So this summit not only aims to send a message to the G20 leaders to take effective action against the various issues that are causing global crisis, but also to sensitize our youth so that we can all work together to create a fair and better world for the future generation. The vision, as Mr. Abraham Joseph mentioned, is world peace through sustainable development. The vision of this summit is we're building up world peace through sustainable development. The summit thus emphasizes that the peace through sustainable development needs youth as catalyst. Even the United Nations views youth as an integral means and end of the global agenda on sustainable development. And I quote from there, young people's empowerment, development, and engagement is an end in itself, as well as a means to build a better world. The UN recognizes that it cannot achieve its mission without partnering with young people and ensuring that they are not only heard but understood, not only engaged but empowered, and not only supporting but leading global efforts and processes. Young people need to be full-fledged partners in the United Nations work to build a better world for all, as they're both beneficiaries and partners. So as again Mr. Joseph mentioned, the world today is home to the largest generation of young people in the history. Today we have 1.8 billion young people in the world, and close to 90% of them live in developing countries. In India, we have more than 50% of the population below 25, and 65% of the population is below 35. So that is a huge number, which is almost 91 crores, almost a billion. So today and tomorrow, we will be hearing as to how the youth can be the agents of change. But before we embark on that exercise, let us see where the world stands today in terms of achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. The SDGs, as you know, are called global goals, were adopted by the United Nations in 2015 as a universal call to action to end poverty, to protect the planet, and to ensure that in the next 15 years, that is by 2030, all people should enjoy peace and prosperity. There are 17 goals with some 169 targets. All these 17 goals are integrated. They recognize that action in one area will affect the outcome in the others, and that development must be holistic. It should balance social, economic, and environmental sustainability. They came into effect from 1st January 2016, and today, as we stand here, we are halfway through. 7.5 years have gone, and the next 7.5 years are left. So it is a good time to see where we have reached, and the best source to know is the SDG report 2023. The United Nations published an annual report on SDG. So the latest report has just come just now. The key findings are that only 15% of the targets are on track, just 15%. 37% of the targets are and the areas are stagnated or they have regressed. And 48% are moderately or severely off track. So the first 7.5 years, we've not been able to do much because of COVID, because of the conflicts that are going on in the world. So there's a huge responsibility on all of us, and especially the youth who are there in the large number, to see that in the coming 7 years, we have to make up, although we'll not be able to achieve all the targets, but at least whatever has been lost, we can try to make up. Some of the other statistics says that 1 in 3 people, that is almost 1/3 of the population of the world, continues to struggle with moderate to severe food security. 25 million children missed out on routine immunization last year. 4 in 5 countries saw learning losses. And there has been the largest disparity in between countries, the inequality between the countries in the last 3 decades, which we have seen because of COVID. So as per the current trends, what we see, the world will see big misses in 2030 goals. 575 million people will still be living in extreme poverty. Only 1/3 countries would have achieved the target of reducing the poverty levels by half. And 84 million children and youth would still be out of school, and another 300 million children will lack basic numeracy and literacy skill. And the worst sufferer is the gender equality. As per the current trends, the gender equality is 300 years away. It will take 300 years to end child marriage at the rate at which we are progressing today. 286 years to close gaps in legal protection and to remove discriminatory laws. 140 years to achieve equal representation in leadership in workforce. So, and this is all the human beings. And apart from that, the climatic calamity that the world is facing today, the heat waves, the droughts, the famines, the flooding, wildfires, all have become too frequent. Rise in sea levels affecting millions of coastal communities, and there's a huge loss in biodiversity. So we are totally at war with the nature, and we are suffering because of that. And it is the developing countries which are facing the brunt of all these losses. 37 out of 69 world poorest countries are in debt distress. We have seen Sri Lanka, we have seen Pakistan, where we're going. So it is again this gloomy backdrop that the initiative by Bali and now by Kochi is a wonderful attempt and presents a ray of hope. There is an increasing acknowledgement that such initiatives can help instill hope in the youth, help hone in their capacities for civic engagement, and make them active citizens. So we hope the youth who have gathered here will be inspired to be active partners in the development of this world, because you are the agents of change that the world needs today. We have to unleash innovation and technology and make these next 7 years count. we can and must turn things around. The 2030 Agenda remains the clearest blueprint of humanity's highest aspirations. As Mr. Joseph again mentioned, that leave no behind, the guiding principle of all this and the United Nations motto, is a wonderful thing, and let us all work together to see that it is implemented in letter and spirit. I congratulate the organizers of this undertaking for doing this gigantic task, and I'm hopeful that we will make it a grand success. I wish the summit a great success and look forward to the deliberations. I also hope that we can devise concrete measures to continue and engage amongst each other, and especially the youth, meaningfully even after the summit. And if we can do that, it will be the real success of the summit. At the end, thank you very much again for inviting me. God bless us all.
Thank you, sir. Her Highness, Princess Ashwati Tirunal Gauri Lakshmi Bai of Travancore, will grace us on video with her wisdom on maintaining cultural diversity while striving for harmony.
Professor Richard Hay, a distinguished former Member of Parliament and a dedicated patron of IP20Y Summit, has graciously imparted his insights on the subject of youth leadership in peace building. These valuable thoughts were eloquently conveyed through a written message, which will now be presented by Mr. Anil Jose, the esteemed Secretary General, IP20Y Summit. Sir, we welcome you to grace the stage.
Here's the message from the patron, Professor Richard Hay, Government of India, Member of Parliament, former. Dear gracious dignitaries and enthusiastic participants, we are so excited that our aspiring youth have responded positively to be the ambassadors of peace. In a world of conflicts, in this impressive IP20 Youth Summit at Kochi, where there are river leaders of UN and our nation. Until I get my mobile phone, because the message is gone. But before I continue, I would like to make a small correction here. The choice group and all of us have made Professor Paramjit Singh a former retired person. He's not a retired person. Paramjit Singh, our humble apologies. He's a serving Chief Income Tax Commissioner. Yeah, my apologies. Well, let me continue with the message from the patron. Our energetic youth are the builders of modern India, who aspire to be change catalysts and innovators. The participants are fortunate to assimilate ideas on SDG goals of UNO and build a society that contributes to fulfill these objectives so that humanity can thrive in a sustainable environment by ensuring equality, justice, and development to all. In this context, we are enthused by the quintessence of the philosophy of our great country, Vasudeva Kudumbakam. The whole world is one family. Our nation has been recognized by the Committee of Nations by electing the Honorable Prime Minister of India as the chairman of G20. We've been encouraged by this rare recognition to host this event in one of the illustrious educational institutions in Kerala, the Choice School. Moreover, like many other organizations, they have collaborated with this historic program. Our organization that works in the field of environment and service to humanity, the Kochi Nature Conservation Society, has lent its expertise in making this landmark event a reality. We wish the gracious guests and all the participants the best of everything. I conclude by quoting Albert Einstein, "Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding." Jai Hind, Professor Richard Hay, ex-Member of Parliament and Chairman IP20 YS. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Princess Natasha Dimatra, hailing from Bali, Indonesia, and serving as the chief organizer of the International PEACE20 Youth Summit event 2022, will shed light on the global perspective of peace from her palace in Bali.
Namaste. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Princess Natasha Dimatra, the chief organizer of the International PEACE20 Summit 2022. I am honored to be with you all through this video. I would like to welcome all the distinguished guests. Thank you for having me. I would like to thank G20 Presidency of India and the United Nations and all of the people involved into making this event possible. Dr. Abraham Joseph, who came to the first PEACE20 Summit 2022 in Bali, Indonesia, and continues the journey of PEACE20 here in India. Today, I am humbled to be a part of the International PEACE20 Youth Summit in Kochi, India. I am sorry I couldn't attend the event myself, but I am sending my support and gratitude towards all of you. PEACE20 was first founded by my father, Prince Damien Dimatra, and Princess Cheryl Halpern. It is a global initiative that aims to actively engage as the engagement group of G20. Our mission is to promote peace and building the awareness of the Golden Rule. Do unto others as you would want them do unto you in every PEACE20 event. We gather peace activists from all over the world to sign the PEACE20 pledge in hope for peace. PEACE20 was first launched in Bali, Indonesia in 2022. During the Indonesia G20 presidency, during this Peace Summit, participants and support as special speakers were received from around the world. We wish to see PEACE20 continuing its global effort to the next G20 countries. And now, looking at how PEACE20 has come to India has shown that our effort for peace has not stopped. With so many wars and conflicts we see on the news and in life, the need of peace is essential. The time for peace is now, and who should save it if it is not us, the youth? You are the foundation to save humanity. You are the root to save this planet. You are the leaders of tomorrow. I hope these words will remind you and encourage you and know that how powerful you are to change the world. We need to know that peace starts from ourselves, and by doing this, it is a big step of saving the world from hatred and intolerance. For young girls and women, know that your voice also matters as much as young boys and men. Boys and girls need to work together to find a peaceful coexistence and also to make gender equality to life. This is also helpful to make the world a better place for all of us to live in. I hope this event can inspire each one of you, part of this summit, and know that you have become an agent of peace. I, together with all of the PEACE20 team in Indonesia, thank you for your participation, and I hope that this mission will continue and that it will not end here, and hope that this event will create a ripple effect that will bring peace to more and more people. Thank you for making all of this possible. Peace be with you all. Namaste.
Thank you, Your Highness. Sri Anand Kumar, patron of the IP20Y Summit of Kochi and founder of Sai Gramam, a global village, will now inspire us with his vision for inclusive progress.
Respected dignitaries and my dear children. As we talk about this year's Y20 India Summit theme, One Earth, One Family, One Future, I would like to start with these lines. Real education should enable one to utilize the knowledge one has acquired, to meet the challenges of life and to make all human beings happy as far as possible. These are the words of Satya Sai Baba, the guiding force behind me and the organization Sai Gramam, a global village, that has been working for the social, economic, cultural, moral, and spiritual development of society for the last 30 years. At Sai Gramam, you will see hundreds of people from different homes, different religions, backgrounds, age groups, ranging from 3 years to 93 years, living together in a peaceful manner, sharing happiness and joy in their own ways. This is probably the best model of Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam that we can see. The 100 crore project Sai Gramam that you see today started almost 30 years ago as a small orphanage with 10 boys, and today we work on all the 17 sustainable development goals through more than 170 projects that we have across Kerala. Orphanages, educational institutions, dialysis centers, skill development projects for women and transgenders are a few of our projects. That makes it all unique is that none of our programs charge any fee. The only mission is well-being of each and every person around. To the youth of today, I would like to share an example of how we all are connected to each other in a beautiful way, and why it is important for each one of us to think beyond my life, my family. When our legs are hurt, tears come from our eyes. And when our eyes are cry, our hands wipe the tears. Similarly, we are all part of the universe in interconnected and interdependent ways. Today's youth is tomorrow's future, and I am sure each one of you are going to shine bright and lead the future. End of education is character. And if character is lost, everything is lost. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Let us now sharpen our ears to an insightful video message by the UN Secretary General's Envoy on Youth.
Dear friends and colleagues, I am pleased to address this important meeting on youth, peace and security, and I would like to thank the organizers for convening this discussion. Occasions such as this remind us that youth participation is and should always be at the heart of peace and security. And I would especially like to recognize young people here today and all those who have been working hard to ensure that these discussions reflect young people's concerns and aspirations for a peaceful, just, and inclusive society. Since 2015, the historic adoption of Security Council Resolution 2250 on youth, peace and security has shifted the global perspective and the narrative of viewing youth as security threats or passive beneficiaries into recognizing them as equal partners and active agents of peace building. Two additional Youth, Peace and Security Resolutions 2419 and 2535 have also been adopted by the Security Council, specifically calling for the meaningful inclusion of youth in negotiating and implementing peace agreements and provide concrete steps for operationalizing this agenda. At the United Nations, working collaboratively with partners, we have developed tools and resources such as the Guide for Public Officials to advance the practical implementation of these international frameworks, and the first of its kind 5-year strategic action plan on youth-inclusive peace processes. Globally, 4 countries now have national action plans on youth, peace and security. We have also witnessed political statements from governments on advancing the youth, peace and security agenda and its integration in regional frameworks. While these certainly represent important steps in the right direction, there is still a great deal to be done in strengthening youth participation in peace building and concretely translating these policy frameworks into action. We cannot sit idle. We must continue to push for operationalizing this agenda with and for young people. I would like to take this opportunity to share 3 key recommendations to ensure that young people are supported as equal partners and powerful actors in peace building. First, youth must be included at the forefront of policy making, not as an afterthought. Young people are often seen as naive and lacking experience, but they have a profound understanding of interconnected issues of sustainable development, human rights, and peace. Therefore, it is crucial to include them in conversations and decision-making that directly affects their lives and their futures. Second, the discomfort in including young people's voices needs to end. They continue to face challenges such as discrimination and repercussions from political or armed actors. This makes our duty to ensure safe and empowering spaces for young people to lead and fully participate even more important. Third, young people must be equipped with necessary resources to sustain their work on conflict prevention and peacemaking. As called by the Secretary General's new agenda for peace, it is fundamental to invest in prevention efforts. These funds, these resources must be sufficient, flexible, and uninterrupted for youth organizations, especially for those depend on volunteers. Echoing the recommendations of the second report of the Secretary General on Youth, Peace and Security, I encourage all member states to set up specific funds for youth-led peace building while considering setting aside minimum allocations in their official development assistance to support efforts towards youth-focused and youth-led peace building. Dear friends, the Youth, Peace and Security agenda was created by young people all over the world, and they should therefore be supported to mobilize and lead these efforts. Investing in youth is key to achieving lasting peace and creating more just societies, especially in fragile contexts where youth are the majority of the population. We can only do that if and when we dismantle myths, misconceptions, and stereotypes about youth leadership. Decision makers must not only be willing to share the table, but they must be actively willing to share power with young people. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Allow me to introduce Ms. Rita Reddy, a distinguished gender expert working with the United Nations Malaysia. Her expertise and contributions in the field are highly regarded, making her a notable figure in advancing gender-related initiatives and advocating for positive change.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry, I don't have any prepared text, but I'm going to speak to you from my heart, from my experience of 30 years working with the United Nations, 15 of which were in conflict countries with the peace operations, with the peacekeeping operations. And let me just share with you that I was privileged to work with Dr. Abraham Joseph and Vikram Bhatia, who's come here from New York, UN New York. We all worked together in East Timor building peace, so I'm really happy to be here again with both of them. Dear Excellencies, distinguished persons, teachers, and students, youth, peace, security, and sustainable development are all intertwined, and one cannot be divorced from the other. They are all mutually supportive, they are synergistic and integrated and contribute towards one another. Now, let me share with you that from my 30 years of experience with the United Nations, to my mind, there were 4 important outcomes of the work of the United Nations. The first being, out of the ashes of the Second World War, the Universal Declaration on Human Rights emerged. And the Universal Declaration of Human Rights guaranteed equality, equity, and promoted peace amongst all. The second important, of course, outcome are the Sustainable Development Goals, which is a roadmap towards global peace. Now, prior to the Sustainable Development Goals, Mr. Abraham Joseph will tell you, we had the Millennium Development Goals from 2000 to 2015. And of course, these goals, they were not taken very seriously and very little progress was made. And so Professor Jeffrey Sachs galvanized the United Nations into adopting the Sustainable Development Goals in 2015. And that is the background to our conference today, because these SDGs are so closely linked to peace and sustainable development. Now, the third important document that came out of the United Nations was the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 on women, peace, and security. Now, this resolution came in the aftermath of the war in Yugoslavia, former Yugoslavia. I'm sure you've all heard of it. The atrocities that were committed there. A majority of the women who fled had suffered gender-based violence. Many youths were killed, and I was actually working there at the time of the conflict. And there's on one occasion, one of my drivers came, he grabbed my hand, put me in the armored vehicle that we had, and he drove me through a city called Corniche. And I saw a huge pile of bodies with all of their throats slit, with blood oozing out of it. And this, is a sort of consequence of war and conflict. And out of this huge calamity that had occurred, we got the Resolution 1325 on women, peace, and security to show us that it's extremely important to include women and girls in the discussions and processes leading up to peace. Now, the fourth document that came out of the United Nations that really has far-reaching consequences is what our Ambassador for Peace talked about, the United Nations Security Council Resolution 2250 on youth, peace, and security. Now, this document came out in the aftermath of many of the conflicts, like in Afghanistan, Cambodia, in Africa, in Uganda, where they recruited young boys into conflict. And they were trained and they grew up in conflict, and that's all the young boys knew. And in order to address some of those issues, the Resolution 2250 was adopted. Now, I hope that tomorrow we will have some time to discuss this. Now, at the core of these resolutions, 1325 and 2250, is participation, listening to the voice of women and youth, hearing them, what are their views and opinions on war and conflict. Often when you look at war and conflict, the whole thing is orchestrated by men in the military. Now, if we are to change that, we need to bring in the views, the political agency of women and youth. And this is what we are embarking on in this conference. And I hope all of you youth will participate actively tomorrow in the discussions. Drop your inhibitions, feel free to talk about what you think is needed for future peace. Don't feel shy or inhibited. Your active participation is really required for this agenda to move forward. With that, I thank you all for giving me this opportunity, and I thank the organizers for inviting me to share with you this important process that's taking place. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The resonance of our shared dedication to sustainable development finds its voice in the form of the Sustainable Development Goals. This symphony of commitment will come alive through a harmonious performance by the incredibly talented students of St. Teresa's College, Kochi. The musical presentation will seamlessly harmonize our aspirations for a better world, echoing the very spirit of our endeavor towards a more just, inclusive, and prosperous global future.
Heed the SDGs at the local level, for that is where we face the tussle. Heed the SDG 17 in number, lest our earth be torn asunder. Oh yeah.
Physical one, no poverty, the greatest challenge of all humanity. To realize goal to zero hunger, we need sustainable agriculture. Goal 3, good health and well-being of children, women, and those who are aging. Oh, go for it, quality education that's inclusive, equitable, achieve goal 6, clean water and sanitation, we need access to water and hygiene education. Affordable and clean energy is goal number 7. Invest in clean sources, consume with discretion. Goal 8, decent work and economic growth, that all share in progress, we must take an oath. Goal 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure that's resilient, sustainable, and needed at this juncture. Goal 10 is a call for reduced inequalities across the nation and all localities. Goal 11, sustainable cities and communities, creating green spaces, providing all amenities. Goal 12, responsible consumption and production, ensure ecological footprint reduction.
Heed the SDGs at the local level, for that is where we face the tussle. Heed the SDG 17 in number, lest our earth be torn asunder. Oh yeah.
Goal 13, a trumpet call for quick climate action to avert the consequence of callous inaction. Goal number 14 points to life below water, to save aquatic resources from mindless slaughter. Goal number 15 looks to life on land, that our ecosystems may not be damned. Goal 16, peace, justice, strong institutions, we must find lawful, long-lasting solutions. Partnerships to achieve the goals, the 17th one. Come join hands, cooperate with everyone.
Heed the SDGs at the local level, for that is where we face the tussle. Heed the SDG 17 in number, lest our earth be torn asunder.
Thank you, students. Aligned with our steadfast dedication to a sustainable world, we are honored to announce that Dr. Anup Francis, esteemed chairman of the Kochi Nature Conservation Society and the Kerala Cultural Heritage and Tourism Society, will be taking center stage. With a profound commitment to environmental stewardship and the promotion of cultural richness, Dr. Francis will be leading an inspiring ceremony where he will personally entrust saplings to the capable hands of our youth. This pivotal agenda item signifies the convergence of our shared aspirations for a greener future and safeguarding of our invaluable heritage. Join us as we witness the passing of the torch from a visionary leader to the promising young individuals who will play a crucial role in shaping the trajectory of our natural and cultural landscapes. Please join me in also welcoming A.S. Gayatri, Youth Coordinator of the Kochi Nature Conservation Society, as she tells us of the Society's efforts to protect the environment.
Good afternoon, all respected dignitaries and my dear friends. We are delighted to present our NGOs, both Kochi Nature Conservation Society and Kochi Cultural Heritage Tourism Society report, which have been doing Yemen services with our limited resource to fulfill the UN SDG goals. We are planning to expand the scope and reach of our mission to help the hapless people in mitigating poverty and suffering. So far, within a short span of time, we have been successful in creating indelible impression in the mind of marginalized people and student groups in various institutions. Our main thrust is to organize micro-humanitarian projects that touch the heart of people across society. We fully know that we are presenting this brief report before the August Assembly, consisting of peace ambassadors from United Nations to young peace lovers assembled in the beautiful hall of Choice School, who aspire to hold olive branches and justice of peace to build everlasting peace in a war-torn world. We have hope in our youth, who would be the champions of peace and reconciliation, justice and equality, and health in all societies, irrespective of their ethnicity or gender or religion. Here on the screen, you will see a glimpse of what we have done to the weak and vulnerable alongside our commitment to preserve our environment, as we believe, like you all, in sustainable development. We have extended our support to deprived lot in our society, the orphans. We have been organizing training programs to empower the women who are in the lowest strata of our society in coir manufacturing, which is still continuing with the support of Coir Board. We have been working in the field of sports and games through guidance of our secretary, Mr. Amselin, who himself is a renowned coach. We have partnered with Coast Guard to keep our beaches clean. Another of our ongoing initiative is creating Swachh Bharat, in which all of you can take part. We have partnered another mega project which aims at helping the disabled by providing them with artificial limbs and other accessories with the support of Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment is organized at Sacred Heart College at Tevera. We have been organizing as part of our Green Kochi project hundreds of sapling of trees in commemoration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and peace trees. We are associating with UN and our country's G20 mission in this historic International PEACE20 Summit to promote peace through fulfilling the UN SDG goals. We believe in Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, that is, world is one family, for which we appeal to our young minds to imbibe the spirit of peace and harmony to build understanding and mutual trust between all countries, in which our country will play a crucial role with the help of aspiring youth of our country. We invite you all to join our mission of creating sustainable development through peace, development, and prosperity for all. We can join together to help the poor, plant more trees, and create a hygienic environment to make Kochi the cleanest, livable city in our country. We have several more service activities in the pipeline that would benefit the needy, like helping poor patients to get medicine, palliative care on full scale, helping the financially needy students to get computers, etc., which requires support from public who are magnanimous to support such humanitarian programs. We had the privilege of His Excellency, the present West Bengal Governor, Dr. Anand Bose IAS, planting a sapling opposite Fort Kochi Government Hospital Dialysis Center in commemoration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. And Dr. Abraham Joseph, UN expert, chief patron, who have planted a sapling of peace tree at Bharat Mata College associated with Social Work Department. We also planted saplings in Sacred Heart College with the help of committed volunteer in commemoration of saplings to monumentalize the concept of international peace. We expect more institutions will follow suit. We know it is an upskill task, but we have confidence in you, the future of our country, a land of opportunities to grow and thrive. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. The tender and soothing melodies of the song Make Me a Channel of Your Peace, gracefully performed by the students of the Choice School, will resonate with our mission for spreading love, understanding, and nurturing an atmosphere of enduring peace. The tranquility of this ode will cleanse our minds and hearts. Let us join in.
I request the audience members to please sing along with the band as we sing the song Make Me a Channel of Your Peace. Thank you.
Make me a channel of your peace. When there is hatred, let me bring your love. When there is injury, your pardon, Lord. And where there's doubt, true faith in you. Oh, Master, grant that I may never seek so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. When there's despair in life, let me bring hope. When there is darkness, only light. And where there's sadness, ever joy. Oh, Master, grant that I may never seek so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, in giving to all men that we receive, and in dying that we are born to eternal life. Oh, Master, grant that I may never seek so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. When there is hate, patron, let me bring your love. When there is injury or pardon, Lord, and where there's doubt, true faith in you.
Dr. Swayam Soda is an innovative trailblazer in the realm of information technology, embodying the essence of a child prodigy. Holding the mantle of founder and chief technology officer at Swayamazon, he pioneers the development of ingenious, smart wearable glasses infused with the powers of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and augmented reality. His journey is one of relentless passion for technology, a journey that has led him to master a spectrum of cutting-edge technologies, from Python and data science to ethical hacking and quantum computing. His brilliance is not just confined to accolades, it is substantiated by the remarkable recognition he has garnered at his young age. His achievements include the prestigious Tech Innovator of the Year 2023 India Award, the honor of a doctorate in information technology conferred by the International Political Action Committee, and the distinction of being the youngest Tech Innovator of the Year 2023.
Dr. Swayam Soda's global footprint extends beyond innovation. He graces international conferences such as the G20 and MSME Innovation Summit, the Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry FRAME 2023, and the Global Entrepreneurship Summit 2023, leaving an indelible mark on the global stage. His influence transcends mere technological genius. He dedicates himself to knowledge sharing as a YouTube coach, enlightening minds across topics at the nexus of technology. A paragon of motivation, Dr. Swayam Soda's journey resonates with countless aspiring young entrepreneurs and innovators. He stands as a living testament, proving that ideas fueled by skill and driven by determination can indeed shape a better world. His story is one that kindles the spark of possibility, urging the youth of today to stride forth and make a transformative impact on the canvas of innovation. It is our honor to welcome you, Doctor, to IP20Y Summit.
Thank you, Doctor. I now hand over.
Namaste to all elders and friends. My name is Swayam Soda from Mumbai, India, and I'm glad to speak with you all on this Grand International Peace Youth Summit 2023 to support United Nations and G20 initiative of Presidency of Government of India together, who focuses on global peace, justice, and strong institutions. With my limited experience, what I'd like to share with you all youths is my learning on trending technologies to prepare all for the future, which I've already spoken on my YouTube channel Swayam Soda Entertainment Swift 22 series. What I see is that technologies like generative AI, neuromorphic computing, then robotics, IoT, 5G are building superpower machines with potential of coexisting to human race, and they can do all our routine work for us or against us by disrupting jobs and interconnection. So, this is the time to change ourselves and prepare for new trends and unlearn old ways of getting jobs or doing things. I suggest you all to be entrepreneurs who can use these amazing technologies for good things to meet the goals of such United Nations events for world peace and sustainable development. If I have to say my technical terminology, let us all form a blockchain of humanity with our mantra as Vasudhaiva Kutumbam. so that we all can channel peace and co-create livelihood opportunities and make this world a better place to live. In Sanskrit, we pray it as Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu. The way I'd like to relate technology with humanity is by coining newly parallel technologies such as Internet of Humanity, similar to IoT, which is Internet of Things. Then, similar to artificial intelligence, we can also have spiritual intelligence. Likewise, natural computing, just like cloud computing, we have cyber data security, we can also have human care security. So let's make a smart life along with my smart glass, which I'm trying to innovate and build for happy living. Did you like these new technologies? So friends, let's adopt technology but with a positive mindset of service to humanity in line with the theme of G20 as one earth, one family, one future. Let us celebrate life together. Thank you and my best wishes to all. Sadhu.
Thank you, Doctor. I now hand over the stage to Ria Kurva and Chris Sebastian to continue with today's presentations.
Good evening and welcome once again to the International PEACE20 Youth Summit, Kochi. Now, the cultural fabric of our nation will be celebrated through mesmerizing performances. Prepare to be enthralled as the students of the Choice School, Kochi take center stage to enamor us with their captivity and creative expression. Prepare to be mesmerized by their unique talents that are about to unfold before our eyes.
संगममेटं सुकृतनिवह सुलभमदनु नियतम् अचित हरे जय माधव विष्णु धीरन 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 नात्रतिल्लाना धीरन 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 नात्रतिल्लाना धीरन 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 नात्रतिल्लाना धीरन 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 नात्रतिल्लाना तन धीरन 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 तां तजं तकिटजं तकिट तकजं तकिट तजणु पणि पमग सदां तजं तकिटजं तकिट तकजं सगसनि सनि पणि पमग संस्कृतनि दीं तदिंगिण तों त्रिदीं तदिंगिण तों त्रिदींगिण तों धीरन 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 नात्रतिल्लाना तन धीरन 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 नात्रतिल्लाना तन धीरन 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 नात्रतिल्लाना புரிந்திடும் காமாட்சி அகிலமும் நாட்சி கைலகின் கருணாகரன் மனமகிழும் ஹரிசோதரி முரளீதரன் மணங்கிடும் தாரீம் கமபனி பதாம் தகிடஜம் நிசா பணிதஜம் தகிட தாரீம் கமபனி பதாம் தகிடஜம் நிசா பணிதஜம் தகிட ஆம் ததீம் தகதீம் தரீம் சனி பமக மக சனி தகதீம் தரீம் சனி பமக மபனி சகதீம் பனி சக பமக சனி ததிங்கிணதும் 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 திரன தீரன தீந்திரன நாத்ரதில்லானா தன திரன ததிரன திரன திரன தீரன தீந்திரன நாத்ரதில்லானா நாத்ரதில்லானா நாத்ரதில்லானா
What an absolutely stunning performance that was. Now, get ready to be enchanted as Sophia's College, Mumbai graces us with their riveting presentation. Prepare to be immersed in a world of creativity and inspiration that they are about to present before us.
گر فردوس بر روی زمین است همی است و همی است و همی است و همی است و मेरी जान रूह दिल से वाबस्त हम ही हंसो हम ही हंसो در فردوس بر روی زمین است همی است و همی است و میری جان روح دل سے وابست همی است و همی است खामोश दरख्तों के साए ये खौफ है सोया सा कुछ खोया खोया हमने अभी ये चेहरा है रोया सा मुरझाते गुलों ने झुक के कहा हमें आदत है हम ही हंसो चलते लम्हों ने रुक के कहा इनायत है हम ही हंसो पंछी सारे उड़ गए कहीं बस घोंसले हम ही हंसो जन्नत है जमीन पे कहीं यहीं पे है हम ही हंसो
That was such a resplendent performance. An aura of excitement now fills in the air as we eagerly anticipate a video from the UNICEF. Let us now lend our ears to this inspiring message.
Chiquitita, dime por qué tu dolor hoy te encadena.
Que en tus ojos hay una sombra de gran pena. No quisiera verte así, aunque quieras disimularlo. Si es que tan triste estás, ¿para qué quieres callarlo? Chiquitita, dímelo tú. Y en mi hombro aquí llorando, cuenta conmigo ya para así seguir hablando. Tan segura te conocí y ahora tú a la quebrada. Déjamela llevar, no la quiero ver curada. Chiquitita, sabes muy bien que las penas vienen y van y desaparecen.
quisiera verte así. Aunque quieras disimularlo, si es que tan triste está, ¿para qué quieres callarlo? Chiquitita, sabes muy bien que las penas vienen y van y desaparecen. Otra vez vas a bailar y serás feliz como flores que florecen. Chiquitita, no hay que llorar, las estrellas brillan por ti allá en lo alto. Quiero verte sonreír para compartir tu alegría, chiquitita. Otra vez quiero compartir tu alegría, chiquitita.
That was truly rousing. Let's embrace the upcoming spectacle as the Regional Sports Center Kochi takes the spotlight to illuminate the harmonizing fusion of sports and peace. Prepare to witness a charismatic showcase that beautifully embodies the union of athletic valor and the pursuit of tranquility.
Regional Sports Center, Cochin. Humans are biologically programmed to find happiness in physical fitness. A primitive drive to engage in sporting activities comes from this. This inherent urge in us to maintain health drives us towards the need for a sporting place. Thus, Regional Sports Center, Cochin, popularly known as RSC, becomes the ideal destination for sporting activities. In addition, RSC is also a hub for recreation, rejuvenation, and social networking. Situated at a prime location in Corporation of Kochi, RSC is the largest sporting facilitation center in Asia. Over the past 30 years, RSC has been able to create some of the proudest athletes to the world sports scene. With world-class facilities for 32 disciplines of sports and games and 20 round-the-year sports and games academies with eminent coaches, it is the only sports center in India with ISO 9001-2015 certification in sports and games training facilities and physical fitness center obtained from Quality Research Organization, United Kingdom. The theme of RSC is Sports for Health, Recreation and Competition. RSC consists of Rajiv Gandhi Indoor Stadium, Justice P. Govinda Nair Indoor Tennis Complex, United India Insurance, Kerala's first artificial turf and synthetic track, indoor swimming pool, skating rink, and golf training arena. RSC has a unique infrastructure, which is also an engineering marvel in the construction of mezzanine floors on two sides of the stadium named Sky Courts, having totally 8 badminton courts. Rifle firing range is designed specifically for the practice and competition using firearm. Skating rink and golf training arena is an added attraction. RSC also has facilities for rock climbing and adventure sport. Martial arts such as kalari, boxing, wrestling, karate, taekwondo, fencing are being trained by eminent masters. The founder's secretary, Mr. M.F. Mundadan, played a major role in making this dream project a reality. Though there were immense contributions towards the growth of RSC from the year 1986 onwards till date by all chairmen and presidents who were district collectors of Ernakulam and commissioners of police Kochi city respectively. The great initiatives taken for the completion of the stadium by Mr. V.J. Kurian, IAS, the then district collector Ernakulam, and Mr. Loknath Behra, IPS, the then commissioner of police Kochi city, need a special mention. The current secretary, Mr. S.A.S. Nawaz, has rendered more than 2 decades of selfless and dedicated service in the executive committee and has taken the initiative for the development and growth of RSC to the present world-class level. One cannot stop all accidents that happen. There are things that you can do to lower the chance of people getting hurt, and hence, RSC provides adequate medical aid. To quench your culinary cravings, RSC provides you with a multi-cuisine restaurant. Members and guests can avail the posh rooms and dormitory facilities provided by RSC. The center is secured and is completely under CCTV surveillance. RSC has many more projects in the anvil for the generations to come. Our journey to create international icons in sports and healthy citizens will continue. For us, in RSC, sports and games have been and will continue to be a way of life.
A man of vision, dedication, and warmth, please join me in welcoming Mr. Anil Joseph, the Secretary General of the International PEACE20 Youth Summit, to deliver words of appreciation. His words of gratitude will undoubtedly encapsulate the collective sentiments of this remarkable gathering.
Words are inadequate to express my feelings of gratitude to everyone gathered here today. It is not by choice that we are here, I believe so. Everyone here are called to do greater things. My job today here is to thank everyone gathered here and people participating worldwide to be part of this mission with a vision. Peace as a mission. So first of all, let me thank Almighty God for this wonderful day. I would like to thank the United Nations visiting officials, serving and former, who took the time and the effort to come all the way to be with us, to share their knowledge, their experience, and the opportunities they have for each one of us. So on behalf of the organization committee and on behalf of the school, Choice School, I would like to say a big thank you to the UN officials here. I would also like to thank all speakers, on and off the diocese, from the industry, from the NGOs who've taken the time to spend these 2 days with us. Thank you to the speakers, the panelists, and also to the participants. A big round of applause to them as well. There has been a lot of work going on since 1 year. As you all know, in 2022, the Youth Summit was held in Indonesia, in Bali. Ever since that summit was over and Cochin came into the radar of hosting this summit, many souls have been working to make this happen. I would like to especially thank our Honorable Chief Patron, Abraham Joseph. But for his vision, this summit would never have happened. I would like to see a bigger round of applause for Dr. Abraham Joseph. Thank you, sir. Also for Mr. Thomas Verghese. Thomas Verghese, also a former UN official. A special thank you to Thomas. I mean, I wouldn't be able to mention all of you because it's a huge number. Right, everyone seated here is so important. In fact, the dictum of the United Nations is leaving no one behind. So who am I going to present forward? All of you are important. Each one of you is important. And I must also especially thank Paramjit Singh, who has come all the way from Delhi, from Mumbai, because the work that all these NGOs have been doing, touching the hearts of people. People who love humanity and the planet. And I'm sure each one of you who've come to this day, you've taken your pledge. I understand. You are the peace ambassadors of the world. You are going to make the change that the world is waiting for. So a big round of applause to each one of you. That is not big enough. Can I have a bigger round of applause? Yeah. My dear friends, this summit belongs to you. By the youth, for the youth, and of the youth. The world is waiting to hear your stories. Please come forward, be a part of this summit. We as seniors or elders come here to support you. To support you make your life's dreams come true. I would like to wind this session by just mentioning there is a lot of outflow of students going out of Kerala to various parts of the world. The good news is the UN, with all its resources, are coming to Kerala, and you are the fortunate ones to listen to them. So Kerala is going to be benefited, our youth is going to be benefited, and we together form the garden. One is a rose, the other is a lily, he's a tulip and a pansy, but together we form the garden. Together into the future. And therefore, I will wind up this session by thanking each one of you. Be proud of yourselves. You've done a great job. Being present here itself is a proof that you're going to be successful in life and good human beings. And I would like to wind up by a quote from Mother Teresa. She said, "Peace begins with a smile." And therefore, I would like to invite each one of you to have a smiling face throughout this session, throughout this summit, so that when we look at one another, there is peace that is being given away. Thank you very much. Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. As we draw near to the culmination of this inaugural session, I invite you to join hands in song as our voices unite to a rendition of We Are the World. As we wave the flags that represent the diverse nations present here, this collective gesture symbolizes our unwavering dedication and support in fostering global peace and harmony. Too fast.
Hi, this is Lionel Richie. What better time than now to be reminded that today, more than ever, we need to come together as one. on the 35th anniversary of We Are the World, we'll remember what life really is all about and send our love.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We could go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. Well, send them your heart so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free.
As God has shown us by turning stone to bread, and so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world. We are the children. We are the one to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. Oh, there's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. We get down and out then make a better day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me.
Hi, this is Lionel Richie. What better time than now to be reminded that today, more than ever, we need to come together as one. On the 35th anniversary of We Are the World, we remember what life really is all about and send our love.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all.
Now, let's step into respite, allowing us to rejuvenate, reconnect, and contemplate the inspiring moments we've experienced together. Before we break for the evening, join us in a delightful tea service, inviting us to foster camaraderie and engage in enriching conversations.
Buoyed by an unwavering enthusiasm and a resolute purpose, we stride ahead within the realms of the International PEACE20 Youth Summit. With every step, we ignite the sparks of understanding and kindle the flames of hope in a world yearning for a positive change. Your presence and dedication are profoundly appreciated. Thank you, and see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. at the Choice School. Enjoy your evening.